Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fourth and final exit interview. I do apologize I didn't have five, but it was kind of difficult to, kind of juggle with the exit interviews as well as this. So if you're kind of looking at it in total, there's a 2-3 hours of video footage of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I do apologize though. This season I will say as a whole, this season has been my favorite for sure. It's been very fun. Although there was a couple issues for sure. I did love it. I do think it was great, but it was very exhausting to do for sure. Dealing with 21 people, dealing with a bunch of cast assessments, exit interviews, different competitions and whatnot. It was a bit difficult, but I'm glad it's over. I'm happy and sad it's over. I'm happy it's over just so I can focus on other things, but I'm sad, I don't think I'm ever going to have a very good season or like an amazing season of this caliber for a good bit. Hopefully in the future other seasons are going to be great, but we'll have to see from there. I'm not going to have a season anytime soon, absolutely. At least 3 months, I'd say, 3-4 months. And if I don't, maybe next summer, to be honest. I don't know, after I get out of school, but I'm going to go run down every single person. I have no clue where I ended, not going to lie, but where did I end? I'm not sure. I'm going to say final 9. I'll talk a bit about Jake. Jake, amazing player, got out due to mostly the auction, for sure. They do want to call rig, but it was also an issue on their part where they didn't go after clear revealed items. So it kind of worked to the Montenegro side's favor. Got Jake out, but Jake is an absolutely amazing player, probably one of the most active players from this season, and I did love seeing him play. Hope to see him in the future. Nick was another winner. Thought he was good. He did very well this season as well. Nick is very consistent in how he plays, very social, likes to play under the radar for sure. Got voted out, and I think it's mostly because of his destroyed kind of relationship with Ethan. They were very close with each other. If they were able to kind of work together and understand that they were on different sides, but also connect with each other and work together as kind of helping each other not get voted off, I think he would probably make it very, very far, as well as Ethan. But he wasn't able to do that, and I feel like that was a large reason why he went home. But I did enjoy Nick. Do think it's hilarious that he was on an old season for sure. And but like amazing redemption arc. He was another winner, which I do love to see my winners see how they do, and I think he held his own for sure. Although he got 8th place, I still think he played a similar game to his original season, although it's all for sure a lot harder to do well 2 times in a row, especially in an all-stars kind of season. I was happy to see him play. And moving on to JJ. JJ, he got a lot of slack. He was the last old schooler, but he does get a lot of slack for making a couple of mistakes in the game. Do I think they were mistakes? Absolutely. But I do think there was reasoning for them for sure. And he got kind of unlucky with a lot of cases. I do think the rock draw, although he did explain it in his exit interview, I do think it was a bit silly at the end of the day, but I do understand where he was coming from for sure. But yeah, his closest ally, Tony, went home, which was kind of an issue. And I think that kind of sealed the coffin for him in terms of kind of having to be forced 100% to be playing both sides completely, because the one other person that was in the middle was Tony, and he went home. So I still think that JJ should have just took the safe route and voted out Jake. Or not, it was a Jake, yeah, voted out Jake, and then it would be a 4-4-2 with Tony and JJ in the middle, and he could kind of have some more sway there. And especially because of the Haiti 5, they weren't as close. They were very close because of Jake specifically. So I think that was where his issue was, but I do understand him and where he came from. I do think he played a very good game. Played a very good game in the best of his abilities in terms of the cast. And I do love seeing JJ all the time. He plays a bunch of my mini games. I play with him in a bunch of mini games in general, so I do see him often, and I do love him. Moving on to Curly. Curly was voted out. Not really voted out. Rock drawed out. Curly, I think he knows this. Like I didn't really see any confessionals from Curly at all, so it was kind of hard to kind of understand his game. But from what I've heard and all whatnot, everyone did love Curly. Did think he was a very good player. So I kind of have to just take it from there and understand that, yeah, he was a good player. Was obviously irritated that he wasn't sending confessionals. And, I mean, like, if you don't send confessionals, I'm not going to invite you back for a future season. That's just how I work. But I did love seeing Curly played very well. Do I think it was the right decision to go to a rock draw? Absolutely not. I do think it was quite silly on their parts. Should have made a 3 with Abel and take your chances from there, because you are going into a rock draw with a 33% chance of surviving. So it didn't really make much sense, but did enjoy Curly at the end of the day, and seeing Ethan and Curly kind of, come back together and see them as a duo was pretty cute for sure. Moving on to our last winner. It was Ethan. Ethan was voted out in a 4-1, even with Ryan turning on him, but he turned on Ryan as well, which was interesting. But do love Ethan. I do think he's an amazing winner, and I'm glad. I kind of thought he was a very good winner and kind of destroyed his season because of the caliber of a cast, but even with a good caliber this season with a lot of amazing players, he was able to show yet again why he's extremely good and probably one of the best new players that I've seen in recent history. And it was also crazy to see him play 2 All-Stars games at once. I remember I was talking to Ethan about this, the other Ethan, the winner, and we were looking at like 6 different players that could possibly play on like both of our seasons, and I decided to pick Abel and Ethan, and funny enough, both of them go extremely far. One made it 5th place, and the other made it to the final 3, where he could possibly win. So it was pretty funny to see for sure. Does go to show I don't regret my decision, and very happy that he made it far. And obviously, I'm gonna want to see Ethan in the future. We got Ryan. Ryan, I do think he was very active this season. I do think he played well to a certain extent, but his issue was that, I don't think it was a huge issue, but I remember from his old season, Ryan was kind of the guy. Ryan was kind of the biggest player for sure, controlling a lot of the votes. This season, he was kind of forced to take the back burner because of the caliber of the players. So from what I said before with Ethan, where he still pulled up and showed why he's extremely good with an extremely good caliber of players, I think Ryan kind of stayed in the same level. He didn't up a level for this season, and he was kind of not seen as an amazing player, kind of seen as more of the number 3 to Ethan and Curly. So I think that was an issue for him, but I do think he played very well in terms of the parameters that he was allowed to play around. And I did love him. Did love his confessionals and whatnot. And 4th place, I'm trying to think, would he have won? I don't think he would have won. I think it would have actually been close, though. He would have got a couple of votes. But I don't know if it would have been merited if he did win this season, to be honest, because I don't think he did too much in terms of big moves and stuff like that. But I do think he played a very solid game, 100%. Moving on to our final 3. Getting tired here, but moving on to our final 3, we got Jeremy, Abel, and Guerra. I'm going to talk about Guerra first. Guerra played an extremely similar game, but I mean, it worked for him last time, it worked for him this time, I guess, so he got 5th place, and now he got 3rd. Guerra played very well, very quiet as well, kind of same thing as Ryan, kind of played in the back burner, kind of took a step back from his actual alliance. Did feel like he was extremely close with Jeremy for sure. Very, very loyal player, 100%. But I feel like he was a very straight shooter. Although it's not my favorite kind of game. I like it when people make huge moves, flip on their alliances and whatnot to benefit themselves. I mean, I guess he didn't really need to do that, but I would have been more excited to see him do a much more stuff. So. Okay, anyways, sorry. What was I saying? Guerra. Do I think he could win? I think he has a shot. I think everyone here has a shot, to be honest. It's very open ended for sure. A lot of people are saying Abel. I think Abel will get a certain amount of votes, maybe at least 3, but I don't think he will necessarily get everybody if he doesn't if he plays bad. He plays his jury speech bad. So I do think Guerra has a chance. Do think Jeremy has a chance as well. A bit less than Guerra, but we can talk about Jeremy right now. Jeremy played pretty good. He was a pretty smart player, but Jeremy plays clearly as a villain. He plays as a villain, especially this season, with all of his antics, whatever, with the fucking trials and shit like that in the main chat. But he was enjoyable. I did love him. But I think I don't know if it's his problem. I don't think it's his problem, to be honest. But like, he is very confident that he should win, and he believes that Abel is the sheep, which is not true. I think Abel is actually the front runner since Final 4. He was the front runner for sure. So I don't think he got a good read on that. I think Jeremy, how he played very well, very strategic, but he did clearly play as kind of like the villainous type. Like, although I love Jeremy, I love to root against him at this point, especially in this season. I was enjoying playing against him because mostly, like, I don't know, everything keeps going his way, which is obviously annoying, but he is also very confident and very kind of, I don't know what the right word is, but like very, for other players, irritating to play around, especially in the way he talks, and he makes a lot of like, he said like, oh yeah, final 5, all the Haiti players are going to go to the end or whatever, so I do feel like he's going to struggle in this jury because people are going to maybe be pissed at him. But I do think people should respect Jeremy's game, especially since he made the final tribal council twice in a row in my game, which is pretty funny because I made the final tribal council twice in a row in his game, so it was cute to see. But yeah, I'm saying that we rig each other's games. Moving on to Abel. Abel played a good game for sure. He's a more social player, and he is also like he's more keen to, turn on a lot of people, make moves that benefit himself. He's not very, very loyal. So I do like that. I do like his flexibility in terms of that, in that sort of sense. Do I think he played an amazing game? I don't think he played amazingly, but I think in terms of the final 3, everyone played pretty okay. So people are going to really look at it as who was the most likable, who did they prefer, and when you have an amazing social game, it does give you kind of the upper hand. So I do think Abel's probably going to win this season. He could not, maybe, if he doesn't, own up to a lot of shit that he says in the jury, especially. But yeah, he is the front runner for now, and I did love seeing Abel play. Friends with Abel for sure. And yeah. Anything else I need to say? Kind of touched on it. Amazing season. Did enjoy it. So glad it's over, though. So glad I get to get the fuck off 10 gauge for a bit and kind of focus on myself. But I did enjoy hosting every single person. Hope to see y'all in the future. And yeah, have a nice day, guys.